As I was saying, I'm going to punch this computer one night. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Where was I? I'll wait for the guys to come back into the pub. They've all gone for a wee. Oh dear. Bear with. I'll hang around. I'll hang around for you. Then we'll crack on from where we were. Hopefully. Hopefully. Lovely. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Old Auckland Trail. I was rudely cut off in my prime once again. Doodly-doo. Doodly-doo. Hello, hello. Is there anybody there? La 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 la. Hello, welcome here for the first time, or welcome back after being cut off. Cut off in my prime by the, I don't know if it's internet or my computer. It's got to be the computer. I don't think the internet makes it crash, does it? Or does it? Or does it? Right. Anyway, this is the second half. Part 2. After Plasterer. Part 2. Oh dear.
After Plasterer.
That's right. Hello, are we back in the room? Hello. They went to the bar. Hello, Silver. That bar we went to was great, especially the little booth was an ideal. That was fantastic. That little booth bunker thing absolutely made that part of the night. Meeting up there and doing the live stream from inside of that place. Fantastic. Back in work here, Eric. I am Silver. Yeah. I'm fairly busy this week and next week, and probably the week after and what have you. Yes, the weather, the flipping weather, Jamie. It's the clouds here play havoc with me tinternet. Right, I think we're right now. Where was I? Yeah. Anyway, so Danny's left the hostel at this point as well, and it was just me, and it was great. My bunk was great. In fact, if I go back again, I'm going to ask him if I can have the same dorm and the same bunk, and yeah, slept like a log. Nobody killed me from snoring in the night. I don't think I snored because every time I woke up I could hear nothing. But hey, might be a virus, mate. That might be Danny, but I doubt it. Makes sense to go back next year. At least I can find the hotel now. Yeah. It's not just that, mate. Well, you know the struggles I had just trying to find anywhere. If I weren't with one of you lot at the time, I'd just got completely lost. I mean, it took me the booking office, which is the, for those of you that don't know, is the Wetherspoons, literally around the corner from where I was staying, which again is literally around the corner from Princes Street, where everywhere leads off from, because you can literally walk around Edinburgh. And it was, yeah, it was great for me. Reverting back to the hostel Jabba. Shower nearly blew me off my feet, which in the hostel, which I couldn't believe. Nice and clean, loads of toilets, loads of showers, clean as a whistle, really modern inside. Because outside, when he kind of said to me, "Oh, your hostels are over the road," I kind of thought, "Ooh, they look a bit grim from the outside." But as soon as we went through the door, absolutely lovely. Nice little cage under me bed that I padlock up and put any valuables in that I had. And yeah, and free breakfast, because I booked, I don't know if they're still doing it, but. Initially, if you booked directly with the hostel, you got a free breakfast. And that was £1 for 2 people. 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 And that it was free breakfast every day. So so yeah, so I well got me money's worth. £90, £90 for 4 nights in Edinburgh. What's that? Must have been drunk every night, mate. Old Danny. Yeah, no, Danny don't drink, mate. He don't eat much either. No wonder he's away for thin. No wonder he's away for thin. He doesn't like steak. Doesn't like built breakfast. Actually, I think Danny was talking about either becoming a vegetarian or a vegan. But the proof of the pudding's not in the eating, is it? So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, let's have another sip of me squash. Ah, dear. Tara, hey! Yeah, we had a lovely time, Tara. Evening, my darling, in Edinburgh. It was absolutely whizzy. Oh, what's that? Chat's not up. 9688. Chat's not updating. That's all right now, isn't it? Must be drunk every night, mate. Judy, hello, Judy. Make me laugh. Dan loves everything. I've got to think, yeah, there's. I don't think there was anything that we had that Dan's kind of went, oh, that was horrible. Apart from the hostel. Silver, £90 bargain. That. Can you remember how much a pint was? Yeah, the beer on the other hand, mate, wasn't cheap. But then it ain't when you. It's not when you drink out. And we did try. I think we tried kind of like. While the group was still quite small, we tried. We did a couple of rounds, and then I think once we just ordered our own drinks on the odd occasion, and then it was just too difficult. So we just kind of like bounced around in between yeah, going hither and thither. Frankenstein's bar, and my mate was like, oh yes mate, yeah, Danny brought around and I was at the bar. I got footage of it to prove that he was at the bar ordering around. It's not just you know. And I got footage of him Frankenstein's bar, and yeah, you'll see that on the video when it's finished. And yeah, Danny got us all a drink, and I sat down and thanked Danny for me drink, and he went, no, I didn't get that one, mate. He said, they don't take cash. And I thought, oh, that's terrible. When a pub don't take cash. I mean, most of the others do. It was you pay cash or card, as far as I know, but not at Frankenstein's bar. So just if you pop into Edinburgh this week, and you're going to Frankenstein's bar, make sure you got your plastic on you, because they won't take any real money from you. But yeah, and Frankenstein's bar, that was good. I think we only popped there. We probably walked past it a couple of times, hadn't really noticed, but we only popped there because one of the guys that didn't come along, he mentioned on Trout Talk, he said, oh, you'd have to try Frankenstein's bar, and we did. I mean, it was in the afternoon. I could imagine it's got a which wasn't bad, but I think if you went in the evening, it would be quite a lot of excitement going on there. Other thing I couldn't believe was how busy Edinburgh is. I mean, we got there when was I there? On the Tuesday, and yeah, the Tuesday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the pubs were just busy all the time. Everywhere was busy, a nice busy, not like overly crowded busy. But again, you'll see some more of that in the old videos that'll be coming your way from me and from and from Anthony Parry as well. Anthony, come on, mate! I'm looking forward to seeing yours as well, with your special diddly stick and your 360. What's that for? Yeah. Oh, that's it. And yeah, and Mark stepped in and paid the bill that they wouldn't let Danny pay, those scoundrels. But Danny did make up for it. at another point. The only other thing I found that was funny is after a few days, a few of us went to have a curry. Well, at least 4 of us went for a curry, and I think we'd drunk so much beer that everyone just wanted water. So we've gone in the curry house, as you do, and the guys sat us down, and we'll have a bit of this, bit of that, pop McDonald's to start with, and he was kind of like, what do you want to drink? We didn't quite say it like that, but you know what I mean. And we went, oh yeah, big jug of water and 4 glasses, please, mate. And the curry was banging, mate, actually. And he looked at us like, hey, 4 blokes that are obviously not from around these parts, ordering a curry, and they want jugs of water. And I'll tell you what, it was the nicest tasting water I think any of us had had for a while. And it made the I'll get to McDonald's, Mike, in a minute, mate. The curry was really reasonable, as a curry for 4 geezers should be. And it was only reasonable because we didn't have any beer, because normally it would be the great big bottles of Cobra or whatever, wouldn't it? And we'd probably all have more than one, and before you know it, the drink part of the bill probably would have been more than the curry part of the bill. But because we had water and nothing but while we were in there, it was a very reasonable curry, and a lovely curry. Like the guy said. James, those pints did you down very well the whole time, to be fair. Oh, hang on. I'm getting behind. I think Mike Smiler wants to make a point that we went to McDonald's, or me, Mike, and Danny on the way home for bed, and I don't like those machines where you have to press the buttons. I like to talk to somebody at a till, and although I think there was a till where you could do that, I think it was fairly busy. So Mike was helping me put the old. I kind of know how to start it off, but he was helping me put the things in, so I got what I wanted. And so without him, I wouldn't have got what I wanted. Eventually managed to pay with me card on the old thingamajig, on the old what's it called? I could call it Wi-Fi then. On the old. Anyway, I paid for it, and then no receipt came out. And I didn't know what number my food was, but luckily, good old Mike Smiler, he clocked the number, and it was, I think it was 59, wasn't it, Mike? So I got me food in the end, even though I had no receipt. But if Mike hadn't have been there, I wouldn't have got nothing to eat, because I wouldn't have been able to order it. And once I had, I wouldn't have remembered what my number was or what order was mine, and it would have all got a bit silly. But so thanks, Mike. Thanks for helping me out there, and everybody else that helped me out finding my way around Edinburgh. Oh dear, and finding my way back to where I was staying. Yeah, even though it was only around the corner from the booking office where we met quite often before we went anywhere else, and generally had a quick pint or maybe something to eat in there. Danny, what's hang on, where are we? 59. It was 59, Mike. Oh dear. Evening, Tony. Mike, you definitely got me singing when that singer was on. What was that, Danny? Oh, I can't remember that bit. Was that in one of the other bars where that fella was singing? Oh, I think I got some footage of that as well. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear. I'm only on the squash as well. What else? Is there anything else I've forgotten? McDonald's, the water in the curry house. The issues I had with McDonald's. I'm old people don't like this, don't mind a bit of technology like this malarkey. But when it comes to ordering in McDonald's, in the olden days, I worked in one of the first McDonald's when I was 18, up in, I think I told you before, up in the Strand, and after that, like, you'd be telling the person what you wanted, they'd be typing it in, another person behind them be clocking the order, and going and getting it. So while she's still tightening it in, and the other girl's getting it, putting it in the bag, and then it was, you know, pay your money, bang, there it was, nice and warm and or hot even, which isn't often nowadays. And that was great. But now, you know, walking there, there's just a queue of people at machines. It's like being in flipping, not Halfords, is it Screwfix or Argos. And I mean, somewhere where you go to eat, for heaven's sake. Hey ho. Danny, that bar for the last big drink that night when we never went to karaoke bar, so I took it with me. What, you took a drink? Oh, I remember. Yeah, I got some. I got some footage of that bar. Yeah, we never went to. Yeah, who was it? It was just all of you that bottled out of karaoke, wasn't it? It's more. I said, "Hey, come on, guys, let's do karaoke," because Mark's daughter knew where there was a good bar and did karaoke and stuff. And I think it might be because it turned out they actually had to pay to do the karaoke, and I'm thinking, well, I ain't doing that. But anyway, we didn't go to karaoke, but yeah, we went to another bar, and then we had there was some fella in there streaming through the old songs, and that bar didn't shut till that was midnight. That one, wasn't it? It was at midnight mark, that one. The first one we went to, that was an old cinema that was converted. The daughter took us to the old 100. That was that one, yeah. That other, yeah, the one with that used to be a cinema. That stayed open until, I think it was our first night there, wasn't it? That stayed open until 1 in the morning. So yeah. To be honest, let's be honest. As I think I mentioned before we went away, I'm not really a big drinker. I do like a couple of pints and whatever. But Mark did often, you know, a round had come up and there'd be these shots of one type or another, be it things that looked like Guinness, but I think they were Tia Maria and something else. But that was very nice, Mark, so thanks for that, I have to say. And yeah, what was it? I forgot what I was saying now, but you should be used to that by now. Oldest bar in Edinburgh, was it? And on the other one we went in, well, you're not allowed to. That's when the sun was getting really hot, and I think I was getting a little bit of suntan then, and had to buy a. No, first he borrowed Rick's cap to keep the sun from stop the sun from burning his head. Then he had to go and buy a hat. It was that hot, people, in Edinburgh. I promise you sunshine, and sunshine we got. Mark, Kaylee picture house the first night. Oh right, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I wouldn't remember the names. Callie, picture house. But anyway, but that was good. I think some of the guys only got the up with me a bit when I in the Frankenstein bar. They literally rerun the classic Frankenstein, black and white Frankenstein movie with Boris Karloff, which used to frighten the life out of me when I was a kid. And it's only subtitled because of the music, but I more or less watched the whole thing. I enjoyed it. And then this monster thing came down from the ceiling, and but I've got that on film, so yeah, you'll be seeing that in the video too. Lindsay, oh no, darling, all that booze has messed up your memory. Yeah, you know my memory's been rubbish, even without the drink. But I have to say, I did drink probably more in 4 days than I've drunk in the last 4 years, and I think I tolerated it quite well as it goes. As long as you just stick to the beer. I had a lot of that. It's the first time that I've had because you know you can get fruit ciders, and I think it was Mark's idea. Oh yeah, I had it before. Pineapple and what's it? Pineapple and raspberry cider on ice. I mean, I've got to admit, on ice it's nice and refreshing as it goes. It doesn't taste like proper cider because there's no apples in it. I don't think there is. If there are, you can't taste them. But yeah, that was very nice. So I'm taking a little bit on the old fruit ciders now. It's like the teeny boppers. Danny, you did very well, mate. Especially seeing as you don't really drink. Yeah, cheers, Danny. I didn't have any issues, didn't I? No one had to carry me home. I didn't fall over or anything like that. And of course, I had to take footage as well, so I had to be fairly sober. But I've got a good steady thing on my old camera, which helped a bit. I've got footage of us in the sun footage of us looking at, because there you can go up, is it Carlton Hill? I can't remember what it's called. And you can look out over Edinburgh and down onto it, and it's like, it's amazing and beautiful. And a lot of the guys that hadn't been before kind of like dawned on them what a lovely place Edinburgh is, and a great place to go and have a meet up. So it was a roaring success, and yeah, can't wait for the next one. Ah, dear. We might all be staying in just a huge Airbnb together this time, but we'll see. It's in the planning stages already. So get your bookings in early, people, if you're thinking of coming along next year. I would imagine we'll probably do the same dates, because one, that's quite straightforward, and two, it just misses everything else that's going on that takes would make it more difficult to get places booked, and make it even more silly busy than it was already. Saturday was really busy. I took a little walk around Edinburgh because my flight wasn't until the evening, and it was lovely and sunny again on Saturday. And I took some footage of walking up the Royal Mile, and there's entertainers on that, and there's the classic kids and fellas playing on kilts. I was going to say playing on the bagpipes. There's whiskey shops, and there's shops that do the old Harry Potter stuff down that street in Edinburgh that looks like a bit like the old Diagon Alley. They go, oh, this is where she got her inspiration from. But I've realised since then there's quite a few places that say, oh, yeah, J.K. Rowling, she got her ideas from this particular street in London and this particular street in Scotland. So who knows? But anyway, there's some lovely sights to see, and a million places that we didn't get to go to. But they'll be for next year. So yeah, I won't put the countdown thing up yet for the next Edinburgh, but you know, I won't leave it too long. What's that? Oh, the mics. Could I remember seeing the special guest? Was that the Michael Portillo thing? Again, because yeah, there was one of the streets we were in. There was a camp, like a proper. Well, I only saw the cameraman. I don't think I saw the rest of the crew. I thought it looked like a proper television cameraman, and I thought, oh, they must be filming something, probably for the telly. Didn't think again much about it, and then some of the guys were putting up pictures of Michael Portillo, and I thought, and saying, oh, do you remember, you know, being near our guests and all that? And I didn't know what they were talking about, but anyway, it turns out, though I never noticed him, there was that Michael Portillo fella filming his trains around wherever, around everywhere program, and yeah, didn't even notice. But anyway, he was there as well. But I told a friend of mine, and he just said, I don't know why he was there, because he's already done all the Scotland and all that. But perhaps it's a part 2 or something like that. Or perhaps you knew we were going to be there. Who knows? We might come up on some of the footage from on the old BBC. I think it's the BBC. Is it the BBC? Anywho, apart from McDonald's and nearly falling asleep at the table at the Wetherspoons the first night. Oh, well, yes, mate. I did have that kind of, how far is my forehead from the table, and it gets closer and closer, and then when it touches the table, then it's time to go home. Oh dear. That was that really small bar on Royal Mile that was packed out, wasn't it? Which one was that? Was that the one with the fella singing in it, or was that the one where they had the people doing like a kind of Haley type thing? With the old fiddle, and I've got footage of that. I think we did a little bit of it live as well. And I've got me, typically, I ordered a new phone, which I was hoping to get before we went away, so if I did any instant live stuff, which I did, it might be a much better quality, but unfortunately it got delivered while I was at the airport going to Edinburgh, so I didn't have it with me, but I've had it since I've been back. It takes a lovely picture and video, so yeah, but never mind. So if the quality of those live streams was a little bit dicky, they are still on the channel, and I will leave them there. Yeah, the second one you said when we all had a whiskey. Did we have a whiskey? I don't think I had a whiskey, mate. You mean when you had lots of whiskey? That's the when you and was it you and it was you and Rick, wasn't it? Had a few too many whiskies and didn't feel quite so good that evening or next morning, as I recall. Ricky, where are you, mate? He must be working or not knowing it's on. Dear, oh dear. Yes, the one with the folk band. That's it, mate. Yeah. That was good. I enjoyed it in there. I enjoyed it everywhere. Everywhere we went. It was just nice to eat, drink, and be merry, really, and to put, as a lot of you will find out as well from the footage, I was going to say now because I was distracted by Danny saying that was every bar, mate, for me and Rick. All right. I didn't realise he was having a whiskey in every bar, as well as the beer. Dear. Would have been cheaper to buy one of those really expensive bottles. I did notice in a lot of the whiskey shops in Edinburgh there are no prices on the whiskey. So you obviously discuss that when you get in there. So needless to say, I didn't bother even going in. Because I think I'd rather, wouldn't want to spend the silly money on some whiskey because it was vintage or whatever. But there's plenty to choose from. What was I up and on about prior to that? Can't remember. You'll have to remind me. I was waffling on about something, wasn't I? The folk, talked about the folk band. Then we went to that. Just been at that. Oh, that was it. Being able to find out what people actually sound like, because most of you guys, apart from the ones that have got their own channels that post a fair bit of stuff, you don't really know how someone sounds, what their accent's like. I knew Mark was from Northern Ireland and that Danny was from the West Country, and Rick Yorkshire, and Martin, thankfully, he was from Chelsea, was it? Sorry, Martin, I got a rubbish memory. No. Martin came the furthest, further than all the rest of us. But not Hayden Island, no. I don't know. It'll remind us if you're still there, mate. Oh dear, but so and not forgetting Jamie from Scotland. And you kind of learn to understand each other, I think. But it's nice to know how people. Herne Bay, that's it. Sorry, mate. I knew it was something like that. I was close-ish. Herne Bay, yeah. Good old Martin came all the way from Herne Bay, so God bless him for that. And I think he enjoyed it and had a lovely time. Yeah, he just said, Mark, it was Herne Bay, and I should have guessed you'd remember, Marky, as well. Well done, mate. So now when I see even in the comments now, I can hear people's voices and accents, and it's lovely. It's nice to just get to know each other a bit better and to meet up. And because quite a few of us have been in the community boozer or chatting on my forum, my Discord forum, then it's just not. She kind of like. Nice to meet him in the flesh, but kind of felt like you knew him already, so that was nice. But it was good to have a proper meet up, no time restraints, and let's just have a drink and eat and have a nice time. And it was a very nice time. And if she's listening, I'd just like to thank my wife for letting me go. So Mark, I don't do whiskey. Who doesn't do whiskey? Amy. No, you didn't do whiskey, Jamie, either, did you? I would have done probably a whiskey, but I think with the beer was more than enough. Anyway, going back to quite a bit, plastering family. That's it, mate. Plastering family. That's what it's got to be. Community. This is the community boozer. If you wanted to ask anything about plastering this evening, you're probably a little bit out of luck, but you still can. If you want, we can fit that in because, but I think I might let Kirk take the heavy lifting on that one on a Sunday night, and then we could just have a come here for a chat in the pub. Never laughed as much in my life. It was a good crack, mate. I have to admit, it was a good crack. Really, I don't know what else to say otherwise. How much I enjoyed it. Oh dear, it was good. It was good. And Danny had. It was. I think Rick took Danny to the Argentinian steakhouse, which was meant to be really pucker, and sent us some. Did send us some pictures of their steak, and it did look very nice. And I think Danny might have had at least one more before we went home from Edinburgh. Yeah, no, it was enjoyable, and I've got to admit the guys are they're as nice in real life as they are on the telly, or on the socials. There's a pity some of the other guys couldn't go. Joel missed you. Kurt, I knew Kurt wouldn't be able to make it because of his little kiddie and stuff, and he'd have to not be working to come away. So I don't know if he'd want that. It was great to see Anthony there as well. Yeah, as I say, it'll be open for bookings next year. So we'll see how we go. What's that? OMG! I died and went to another heaven. Oh yeah, I had another what last night? Another I had another last night. My last night. Ah, whatever. I'm guessing you had another steak last night, mate. Oh, on the last night. Oh right, yeah, gotcha now. Right, you had another steak on your last night. Hey, yeah. Oh, I fancy that steak now, mate. Oh no, I think I buffered then for a minute. I'm hoping it's only been a brief bit of buffering because I've not been keeping my eye on the other screen. Because when it buffers for you, it buffers on this other screen. Not this one I'm looking at here, but that one over there, which is the one you're seeing, and it looks alright again now. So hopefully it isn't and has been, and hopefully we'll stay live until I turn this off and not the computer deciding to cut us off in our prime again. But anyway, so there's one Ask the Plasterer chatting about Edinburgh Part 1, which is obviously already out there and probably playing because I haven't had a chance to get on there and stop it before this one goes out as well. And this one going out live. For those of you that don't know, this will go out as a podcast as well, available wherever you get your podcasts in the next day or so. I don't think the last one went up, but this one is definitely going up as a podcast, so you can have a listen on Spotify. Actually, you can see the video on Spotify as well. Don't forget, there's a lot of podcasts now on Trow Talk podcasts that are going out. I'm pretty sure soon there will be another early morning Trow Talk Plasterers podcast. And if you haven't looked into it already, don't forget that Stuart's mentoring group is going to be kicking off soon, and there's a time limit for the first group of guys anyway to go on it before it kind of shuts up, so there's not too many people on there at one time. What's that, Danny? It's been steady tonight, definitely getting better. Oh, that's good. That's good. You mean the live stream, mate, don't you? Not the steak. Not the steak. What's that, Mark? Good job you got fueled up for your short journey home, Danny. Yeah. We. Well, if he'd got caught a bit stuck, he would have faded away. Good job I had breakfast and all, as the train didn't take cash either. Oh, you're kidding, mate. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Danny, it's time we stuck some money in the bank, mate. It's going to be very handy just for that odd time when you need to use it. I mean, have mostly cash, but have some in the old bank account, so at least you can whack a bit of plastic down when you have to and you haven't got a flipping choice, especially in those circumstances. But you had a good time anyway, mate, and you did make it home in the end. And it must be a little bit like after you've had a baby. During the pregnancy, you ask any woman, it's hell on earth, but after the baby's popped out, not the right word, after the baby's been delivered and she's put all that hard work in, and that little baby's there, and they just might not forget about all the pain instantly, but but over time, yep, that's why babies, ladies have more babies, because they forget how hard it was pushing out the previous one. And I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole. Only, oh good. Not one drop of water either. No, I have, but didn't take my card with me, as it's dangerous for me. Okay, mate. Well, you can get yourself a different card on a different account, mate, and you just put a limited amount of money in it just for emergencies. Just for emergency, not a credit card, debit card. A debit card where it's the money that's in that account. You don't use a credit card, mate. I try not to use credit cards if I can help it, because yeah, at least a debit card, you're spending your money on it. But yeah, and just look after it, because you can live in touch 100 quid with those now, can't you? So yeah, look after your cards. Look after your cards. What's the time? 7:58. Ah, oh, we've only been an hour just waffling about Edinburgh. But that had to happen this fortnight, just so we could get it out there. So yeah, feeling good. Did you drink any water, Danny? No, while we were there, not at all. Oh, they did lovely water in the curry house. Were you there? Yeah, were you with us having a? I can't remember who was having a curry and who was having a. I think it's just Jamie and Mark went for that barbecue. Mind you, that looked blooming lovely. And I half wished I'd gone for the barbecue. Especially when I realised they were having it straight away. We weren't having a curry till about 7. That's it, mate, at the curry house, yeah. No, I was hungry by then. Well, mind you, but I did have in the booking office, I did have a panini thing, didn't I? Because I couldn't wait that long before the curry. Otherwise, I would have ordered a silly amount of food in there. But going back on the buying drinks things, yeah, it did kind of turn into rounds, but they weren't. They were reasonable considering. And when I did check the bank balance, it wasn't half as bad as I thought it was going to be. I hadn't spent as much as I thought. It just seemed a bit scary at the time. It's unusual for me though, as I usually drink loads of water every day, believe it or not. Yeah, well, generally, mate, if you work, when you're working hard, you sweat a lot, don't you? And you do get thirsty. So yeah, water's the best thing to drink. But when you're, when you're just chilling out in Edinburgh, apart from the bit of the sunshine and using beer to cool you down, and yeah, but it was lovely. It was lovely. And even I'm starting to get to know my way around Edinburgh better without getting lost. I mean, the booking office was 2-minute walk round the corner from where I was staying, and initially, because I wasn't quite sure where it was, even though I had been there once, because we'd kind of gone round a long way for me to get back to my place. I thought I used my Google Map thing on my phone, and it kind of said, "Oh, you're like 4 or 5 minutes away tops," and it started taking me in the direction it wanted me to go, and then it said turn left, took me down into Waverley Station, and the only places I could find were either a different road, which isn't the road I wanted, or I was on a platform, and then it was telling me to go back the other way, and I did that for about 20 minutes, and then finally realised if I just went in the other direction around the block, it was like a 2-minute walk away. So, and that's the route I took in future when we met at the booking office, which is a Wetherspoons. And I even downloaded the Wetherspoons app, so I could just be lazy and just sit at a table and order something to eat and a drink without having to get up. How lazy can you get? But it was smashing. It was smashing. Does anyone want to talk about plastering? I'm busy over the next week or so working for an old customer and friend of mine, or son of some long-term friends of mine, and it's got a fair bit that needs doing there. And then I briefly put up on Trout Talk a vaulted ceiling that I went to look at in Box Hill. Box Hill is a very, very lovely place around here, and it's got to be insulated and boarded and skimmed, and there are quite a lot of beams in the way, so that's going to be fun. But that is a job I should be pricing up in the next day or two, in between working. So that's all good. And then some other customers that whose jobs I looked at ages ago, and thinking that they wanted doing early in the year, and they said no, not till later in the year. But those later in the year jobs that I booked in are now also coming into the old diary, so that's good, as long as I don't forget any of them or accidentally book them over a brief holiday somewhere. Mark Neeson, trying to use as much cash as possible at the moment saves the bank getting it all. Yeah, not the bank, man. This is it's the tax man that takes it all. But most of the time I don't have enough money to just take cash for jobs, so it goes in the bank. It goes in the bank. At least I know I could use my card for stuff, and there was enough money in there, thankfully, because I had some decent jobs before we left. But a bit earlier on in the year, I was getting a bit worried that the funds wouldn't be there to book a flight, or even me 90 quid hostel, or to have any spending money when we were there. But it all worked out well in the end. Lindsay, did you go for that big whole house job in the end? No, babe. I worked out the kind of cost of that place, and I would have been in there for about 6 months on my own. And although the guy said he wasn't under any time constraints, in the end I said, look, I said it's too big a job for me to take on my own. Like my old friend Mark Neeson there, he's over in Northern Ireland, but even his gang of guys could have bashed it out, no problem whatsoever. But me on my own, and it was on an awkward road for parking, and I would have had to get a lot of stuff delivered, and if that was delivered on the front, there'd be nowhere to park the car because it's literally a main road that you can't stop on. So no, Lindsay Lou, I knocked that one on the head. But I think it's just as well, because a lot of other jobs I would normally get in, I wouldn't be able to do them because I'd be stuck on that one. And at my age, I think they wanted all sand and cement, it would have killed me. so no, I'm pleased I didn't do that one in the end. What's that, Mark? Bank has a charge on every transaction. Yeah, that's how they make their money, mate, on it. The cards. I had a friend, he used to work for Barclaycard, I think it was, and when they went to one of their dues, they literally had a machine, a ticker tape, not ticker tape, it was a digital machine that showed you how much money was being made by people transacting with their cards across, I don't know if it was across the country or just across the whole globe, and it was just, these figures were just like spinning wheels, and that was just the charge that people were being charged every time they made a purchase for their card. So yeah, I've never felt sorry for the bank, and I never will. Lynn's, fair enough. Yeah, it would have been too much for me, baby, at the end of the day. So, but fortunately, there's been lots of other work coming in, so I didn't have to kind of rely on maybe taking that one on. But it was good. It was good to go and have a look at it and try and work out what the materials and the labour would cost. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dearie me. But yeah, the job I'm on for the next couple of weeks for Pickle Lynn's for Nicholas Walby. That's Addiscombe kind of way, so it's not a million miles, but it's more traffic, so I need to leave pretty early to make sure I get there for 8 o'clock. Otherwise I'll get stuck in the traffic and I won't get there till 9 or later, and that's no good. You don't get enough done unless you start at about 8. Let's have a look at what's happening over here. Oh, yeah, if you have just joined us, I'm Eric the Plasterer. This is Ask the Plasterer, where generally answer any plastering related questions, whether you're a tradesman, DIYer, new to the game, there's anything that myself or the rest of the guys or girls can help you with, then you can come along here and ask it at the Community Boozer, where all the regulars meet up once every fortnight on a Monday, and again it's starting now because we skipped a Monday for one reason or another, probably because it's a bank holiday, I can't remember. So after tonight, in a fortnight's time, and every other fortnight, unless something else happens, it will be Ask the Plasterer, and we run from about 7 o'clock in the evening till about 8:30, and you can chat about anything you like, really. At the Community Boozer, the Old Auckland Trail, and ask plastering related questions. And this week we are kind of waffling on a bit because we did organise, after a lot of people did say it would be great to have a meet up, maybe Ibiza or somewhere, but that seemed a bit of a stretch, so we decided to have a meet up in Edinburgh, and it was great. And so this evening we'll generally be mostly chatting about what a good time we had, and all the videos that are yet to be seen about the fun and jollies that we had while we were there. So there's not been many plastering related questions going out tonight, but feel free to ask any if you want to, or feel free to ask us about Edinburgh. It was a lovely place. It was a lovely place. Lindsay, what age do plasterers normally retire? Depends. I think they just keep plastering until they fade away. They fade away until their joints just give up. They can't do it anymore. But yeah, I've got to be good till at least I'm 70, so that's another 10 years. Short of something miraculous happening. Dear. Mark, what are you doing this week, Eric? I'm still off, going back on Thursday. Oh, nice one, mate. Nice one. Has the weather been quite nice Northern Ireland as well? It's been fairly decent here over the weekend, and I know Jamie's had some nice weather up his end in Scotland. So yeah. Now I'm working for a friend. They've got chimney breast. One of them's back to brick, and a new, a second-hand fireplace they've bought because it's an old Victorian house to put in. It won't go in because it won't quite fit. So they're talking about maybe boarding out the whole chimney breast to make it meet the fireplace around. But I'm going to have a look at that tomorrow and probably start on that, and there may be other ways around it that I don't know yet. I've got ceilings there to plaster. They've got a massive kitchen ceiling that's got about 12 downlighters in it, and that all needs reboarding, and it is quite high as well. It's about 10 foot. Yeah, that's going to be loads of fun. So but they're a lovely couple, and it's all good work. So yeah, quite looking forward to it. That starts tomorrow. So yeah, I've got me gear to make a start on it, and then I'll be assessing some of the other jobs they've got while I'm there at the house. Oh, lovely weather at the minute. Oh, smashing, mate, smashing. You can't beat a bit of sunshine. It just lifts the spirit, mate. Lifts the spirit. Lifts the spirit. Hope Andrea got off all right. I don't know if she's actually flown off yet, mate, or in the process of just about to go. What's that, Mike? Just bought an 11-inch plastering trowel, and I paid my tax bill. Good lad. You paid it late, didn't you? Ain't you meant to pay it in January with the rest of us? Or are you on some kind of like April to April thing going on? But yeah, those small plastering trowels do quite well. Goes on Wednesday, Mark. Right, okay, mate. I'll be thinking of you, mate. And her, but as I say, I've got a niece in Australia, and at least the technology now. Because years ago, my missus, before I met her, because she was only about 5 or 6, her mum and dad did the £10 pom to Australia. Went there on a ship, and were there for a little while, and her mum decided she didn't like it. So I think they had to save up for a couple of years to come back, and then You know, when you said goodbye to your ma and pa or whatever. Even to like get a phone call, you had to book it in advance, and I think there was a couple of minute delay and all the rest of it. So it wasn't good. But now you can literally chat for free, and you can even set up little parties where you can eat together. You know, you set up your meal your end. She sets up her meal her end, and you can have a good old chat and something to eat. It's not quite the same as being there for real, but you know, as long as you're happy to have a late night because of the time difference, or an early morning or whatever. Benson, hello mate. Oh, you've missed all the chat. Well, you can watch it on the catch up. We've been chatting about the Edinburgh time away, mate, and what a fantastic time we had, and that we're already got to thinking of booking for the next one, and that we will probably go to Edinburgh again because it's such a lovely place. There's so much to do, and we're getting the hang of where everywhere is, and what's what, and all the rest of it. Yep, I'm absolutely great, mate. Summer's coming, which is nice. I burnt my shoulders a little bit on the weekend because didn't realise quite how warm it was, and work's coming in, so that's all good stuff. And yeah, had a lovely time away in Edinburgh. Did this weekend just popped down to my old caravan with the missus. I don't tow it. It's just like it's up somewhere where we keep it stored, and when we can, we just shoot down there and just spend a couple of days. And this weekend was lovely weather-wise, and a couple of our friends were down there as well. So it was nice to meet up with them, go on a nice walk, go for a lovely pub lunch, and yeah, just been organising myself today with material and stuff, and getting ready for tonight to do Ask the Plasterer and I'm all set for tomorrow morning. Yep, I shall be up with you lot at the crack of dawn. Apart from Mark, did you say you're not back till Wednesday, Mark? And yeah, and well, we're looking forward to. Am I looking forward to it? Yeah, of course I am. Yay, plastering. Woo, woo. It beats doing anything else for a living in my book. Good man. We'll play catch up, bud. Yeah, do have a look, mate. We had yeah. There's a clip of a video that I've started on there as well, with some bits from Edinburgh in there. I had some other bits I was going to pop up on the screen here, but when I was trying to put them on earlier today, they were making the thing buffer quite badly, so I thought I won't do that or risk it. So I haven't put those up on this screen, but there is yeah, but you'll see that on the catch up, mate. Oh, and I got cut off again halfway through, so there's 2 of tonight's Ask the Plasterer. Part 1, but it's not called part 1 yet because I haven't had a chance to change it. And this is part 2 because we had to start all over again because my lovely old computer cut me off in me prime, as it sometimes does. But yeah, hoping to hear from Joel and from oh god, my mind's going the old blankety blank. And Pete, where are you, Pete? Pete Carter. And I'm staring at my old mucker's face there. My brain's gone blank. Oh dear. Let's have a sip of me squash. Actually, probably having a beer before. I can't imagine if Kirk does come away with us next year. I can't imagine him only having a few. Oh dear. Jamie, Edinburgh Zoo has baby penguins that week. Ah, that's nice. Stu did go there in the end, didn't he? And then Stuart was there with the missus, and they were going to see the zoo, and then we're going to go to Edinburgh Beach, which I did joke about prior to us going, but there is actually an Edinburgh Beach. What do I know? I'm in Sassenach. That I am. Tari, what are you up to, darling? I'm rendering a step tomorrow. First one I've done. As long as you use a strong mix on it. You have to send us some pictures, Tara, of that one. The oh, and what that that chainsaw you mentioned to me on the forum earlier. Yeah, please be careful, Tara, with the chainsaw, because they can be very dangerous. Dear. I think it was chainsaw, was it? You didn't mean a hedge trimmer? No, you said chainsaw, so I've no doubt it was a chainsaw. Please be careful, Tara, with the chainsaw. Thank you. and yeah, keep me keep me posted on the step thing. Or if you need to give me a shout on it, then do so. You've got the connections, haven't you? So yeah, let me know if you come unstuck or you're not quite sure about something. Yeah, normally when you render a step, you can either build sort of some shuttering and pour the step, or you can do a strong dry mix step as well. But yeah, there's different techniques for doing steps. Depends what the steps are like. If you're just patching up render on an old step that's gone a bit crumbly, then yeah, it should be a fairly straightforward thing to do. But let me know. Yeah, safety first. I'll probably ask for your help at some point if you don't mind. Yeah, no, please do, Tara. Please do. Yeah, just drop us a line or a video or whatever, and if you need some help with that one, and I shall point you in the right direction, hopefully. I missed anything. If you've just joined us, this is Ask the Plasterer. This is the community boozer at the Old Falcon Trail, where we meet up on a fairly regular basis, just to have a chat and to chill our beans, put our feet up, have a pint, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, talk about plastering, talk about Edinburgh particularly this week, as you'll see if you're watching on the old catch up. And this will all go out as a podcast as well in the next day or two. It takes a little while for YouTube to upload it all so that I can download it and then make it into a podcast for your listening pleasure. We meet every fortnight here on a Monday at 7 and go on to about 8:30. So it's all good. It's all good. My pleasure, Tara. My pleasure. Oh dear. Oh, excuse me. I think, my dears, I might. Seeing as all I can think of is our trip away, I think I'll. Oh, Richard, defo go next time, Eric. Yeah, make sure you do, mate. Make sure you do. But you're going to have to shave your beard off, though, so we can tell the difference between you and your brother. Because you're identical twins, apparently. And I've heard you have had, or can have quite a bit of fun with that when you're working. Or you could stand in for each other on a job, and the customer wouldn't know any different. Or if you were working inside and outside at the same time, that'd throw them, wouldn't it? So yeah, don't spoil it with your customers by saying, "Oh yeah, my twin brother is also a plasterer." Spoil the surprise. How are we doing? Oh, it's 8:20 already, so that's not too bad. I might, yeah, guys and girls, I might knock it on the head for the rest of tonight and go and have my dinner a little bit early because I am quite hungry, and because I was off today and the wife was working, I really should have been the one making it, and I haven't done. So there either is no dinner, and I will be making it after Ask the Plasterer, or my lovely wife may have put something together, and if she doesn't, I will have a snack. But make sure I do something for my father-in-law. So he's got something to eat. No, actually, my wife probably would have done that already. See you again, Eric. Good to drop in, mate. Take it easy next time. Yeah, will do, mate. Nice to see you. I'll see you next time. And yeah, have a catch up on the old the beginning of this one. and enjoy. Okay, where are we? Let's pop. Got X-Flex still going? Yep, it's still going, mate. I'm not using the Flex as much now. It is very true that when you're troweling up something, if you do go over it a little bit too soon with the old Flexi, it's not going to look so great as if you do a bit more troweling with the old solid trowel first. My trusty Marshalltown, which I've had for donkeys, and it's still doing me proud. Still doing me proud. But my Flex, yeah, it got a little nick in it a little while ago, but I did manage to sand that out, no problem. And I literally only am using it at the end now. So if I want to use, sometimes I haven't used it at all to finish off. But yeah, I wouldn't be without it. And it is. I've done a little bit of patching on some walls that I didn't want to patch, but it wasn't an option. And to get a nice, you get a lovely edge when you're patching up with the old Flexi trowel, as opposed to with the solid one on the edge of that patch. You can, if you're not careful, start to rip it where the two meet or lap over. But with the Flexi, that doesn't happen, and it goes lovely and smooth. So yep, still going strong with it, mate. Still going strong. Right, so movie. What I will do for the people that didn't see the first half of After Plasterer this evening is I'm going to rerun that video and then call it a night after that. So you've seen it already. Oh, it's boring stuff. But if you haven't, you can look at it now. Hey. Oh, and there's Jamie. Well, watch the cyclists. Last time I walked along here, Paolo Nutini was singing in concert down there. Oh, can you walk into that post there, mate? That's it, yeah. Just catching some stuff for a later video when we get home. You're gone now, mate. It's just me. I'm going to hand it over to Eric again, I think, and let him rumble on for a little bit. Ask some questions. Oh, go on then, mate. Yeah, we're here for quite a while, guys, because we ain't got to rush off anywhere because we're in Edinburgh and we're on a meet up with the gang. So we're having a good old jolly, and we thought we'd do a podcast for your benefit, so you can watch, you can learn, and you can think, oh, wouldn't it be lovely to be sitting in that little nookie alcove, chatting about plastering, having a beer, in the beautiful town of Edinburgh. So never mind.
Don't be jealous though.
No, but we might do it again next year. So get your bookings in early. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Up the trade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because we'll be naming our price. As the years pass, we can just keep bolting on 100 quid a day, 100 quid a day.
Yeah.
More and more and more. But
Then we'll be
but when we retire, when we
It's
retire,
sitting in your house. God damn it. Right, I'll give you.
Right, it's been a pleasure. I will see you guys and girls. Well, either on the what this called Plastering Forum, and or I will see you on Trail Talk, or I will see you back here in a fortnight's time. Yeah. Here's to the next Edinburgh trip, and yeah, look out for the for more videos from the Edinburgh trip away. Did I mention we enjoyed Edinburgh? Oh dear. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you all soon. Night, Tara. You have a great week yourself, Mark, and everybody else. See you later, Martin. See you later, Mike. Richard. James. Jamie. Benson. If you're still there. Lindsay Lou. Not forgetting Danny.